On April 14th, 1865, Abraham Lincoln, 16th President of America, was shot when he was watching the play Our American Cousin at the Ford Theatre in Washington, D.C. He was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. The following day of his shooting, he died of his wounds. His burial and funeral resulted into a nationwide mourning. Soon after this American Civil War, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, which was considered to be a part of a bigger political conspiracy hatched by James Wilkes Booth, who was a Confederate sympathizer. They also planned to kill the then American Secretary of State and the Vice President Andrew Johnson. However, after assassinating Abraham Lincoln, he or his accomplice could not kill anyone else because they were hiding from the police. After a 12-day chase, he was finally caught and shot dead. His accomplices were later hanged. So John Wilkes Booth was born in Maryland in a family of prominent actors. He himself was a national celebrity. He was also an outspoken Confederate sympathizer who had a difference of opinion with Lincoln's government on the very ground that Lincoln was a supporter of the black rights and empowerment. He saw an opportunity of removing Lincoln and forming a government of their own. However, Confederate was losing their ground and also popularity. Many of its leaders were fleeing the party, but he, however, continued to pledge his belief and trust on the party. He always thought that Abraham Lincoln stood in the way of their party's success, and so he wanted to remove him and other prominent leaders to revive Confederate. Lincoln and Booth were not acquainted to each other, but Lincoln was a personal admirer of Booth's acting and invited him quite a lot of time in Washington, D.C. at White House. But Booth declined. Booth finally attended Lincoln's second inauguration, only to confide to his friends later that he saw an excellent opportunity to kill Abraham Lincoln on that day. 3 days before his assassination, Abraham Lincoln saw a dream which he later shared with his colleagues, where he was wandering the White House to find out a source of moaning sounds. When he approached the East Room, he saw a corpse wrapped in a funeral vestment and some soldiers standing on guard. Some people were crying and sobbing. When he asked the soldier whose body was it, the soldier said that it's the body of the President of America who was assassinated. On the day of the assassination, Booth wrote to his mother saying that he is in a haste to revive Confederate and something drastic has to be done in that direction. He got to know that Lincoln is visiting the Ford Theatre to watch the play Our American Cousin, and he saw an opportunity to kill him. In order to execute his plan smoothly, he also investigated the place and the exact spot where President will be sitting with his wife to watch the play. He and his accomplice used to be a regular to a tavern where he used to hide all his arms and ammunition. The tavern was very closely located to the Ford Theatre, so executing the plan became very easy for him. Abraham Lincoln, on the other hand, invited many other guests to watch the play with him. Many turned down his invitation, except Henry Rathbone and his fiancée Clara Harris. Mrs. Lincoln expressed her unwillingness to visit the theatre because of a throbbing headache. But Lincoln somehow convinced her, saying that the newspaper had already published his visit to the theatre. And his head of the security was also out of town in order to perform a duty which was on the request of the president himself. So even his bodyguard on that day asked him not to visit the theatre, to which he replied that he has already committed to his wife. Lincoln and his wife arrived at the theatre and were greeted by the guests. They were shown to the presidential box where they were seated. It was in the upper floor of the dress circle. At around 10:10 p.m., Booth arrived from the front door of the theatre. He was a known face and did not find it difficult to enter the upper floor, where other people would not get easy entry. Many saw him entering the upper floor. On entering the hallway on the upper floor, he closed the first door with a wooden stick so that, to barricade the place. There was a second door which would lead to the presidential box. It was believed that he already made a peephole on the door to check out where exactly the president was sitting. In the middle of the play, there was a sudden uproar of laughter during the enactment of the play. He took the opportunity, opened the second door, stealthily entered the presidential seat, stood behind Lincoln, and shot him. Henry Rathbone, who was sitting just next to Lincoln, saw Booth amidst the gun smoke, tried to fight him. In the scuffle that ensued, Booth shot Rathbone on the forearm and jumped off from the dress circle on the stage. Many people were unaware what was happening at the upper circle and thought that it was a part of the play. He shot Abraham from behind. After jumping from the dress circle on the stage, Booth immediately dropped the gun and took the dagger and waged the dagger over his head and said, "The South is avenged." After shooting the bullet, he uttered the word freedom. The bullet, however, went straight inside the skull of Abraham Lincoln, damaging the brain, settled at the front of his skull, causing severe injury. Abraham first slumped over and then fell backward to his. There was an army doctor who tried coming up, investigating what exactly happened. The doctor thought that Lincoln was stabbed, so his shirt was opened and they couldn't find any stab wound. So the doctor saw the wound behind his head, and he was advised to be taken to a nearest house, which is somewhere close to the theatre. The doctor didn't want to take the risk to take him to the White House, which could prove otherwise dangerous. Several doctors who visited him, everybody agreed that it was difficult for him to survive this wound. Next day, in the morning at around 7:22 a.m., he succumbed to his wound and passed away. In his final hours, he was looking calm and not a sign of suffering or convulsion was evident. Soon after his death, on 11 in the morning, the Vice President Andrew Johnson was sworn in as the 17th US President. This was the story of US's first president's assassination. Like, follow and share my video. Hit on the bell icon to subscribe my channel. Follow me on Instagram. I am present there as the ninth one. I see you when I see you.